network Osint, we first need to understand the basic building blocks of the internet. Let's start with domains. A domain is the human-readable name of a website. It is the address that people can easily remember and type into a browser, for example google.com. However, behind every domain there is a technical address called an IP address. This IP address points to the server where the website is actually stored. For example, when a user types www.google.com into a browser, the computer sends a request to a DNS server asking, "What is the IP address of this website?" The DNS server then returns an answer such as 142.250.190.78, which allows the browser to connect to the correct server. This brings us to the concept of an IP address. An IP address, or Internet Protocol address, is a unique identifier assigned to every device connected to a network. This can include servers, computers, mobile phones, or even physical security cameras. You can think of an IP address as a physical address in the real world that allows devices on the internet to locate and communicate with each other. There are two main types of IP addresses. The first is IPv4, which looks something like 192.168.1.5, and is still the most commonly used format today. The second is IPv6, which looks like 20010D, B8, 8, 5, A38, A2, E0370, 7334. This is a newer and more advanced format that supports a much larger address range. Each IP address can reveal valuable information. For example, it can help us determine where the server is located, which organization provides its internet connectivity, and which domains are hosted on the same server. To understand this better, it helps to think of the internet as a layered system. The first layer is the domain registrar. A registrar is the organization where the domain is officially registered. The registrar stores information about the domain owner, such as the name, email address, registration date, and country. The next layer is DNS, the domain name system. DNS is often described as the phone book of the internet. Its job is to translate domain names into IP addresses, allowing computers to find the correct servers. The final layer is hosting. Hosting refers to the server where the website is actually stored and operated. This server may be located in a cloud environment or on a physical machine managed by a hosting provider. Understanding these layers is extremely important for network OSINT investigations. When investigating a domain, analysts examine each stage of this chain in order to understand who controls the information, where it is hosted, and what hidden connections may exist behind the scenes. The goals of network OSINT include several key objectives. First, target identification, determining who is behind a website, application, or online campaign. Second, linking identities, discovering that multiple domains belong to the same entity. This can sometimes be identified through a shared IP address or SSL certificate. Third, identifying operational centers, revealing the physical location of servers, hosting providers, or organizational infrastructure. And finally, discovering hidden infrastructure, such as subdomains, backup servers, or concealed management systems. Let's look at a simple example. Imagine we encounter a suspicious web page that promotes propaganda. The first step is to check who the domain is registered to. Next, we examine where the server is located and determine which country hosts the infrastructure. Then we analyze the IP address and check which other domains are hosted on the same server. Sometimes this process reveals something much larger. Instead of a single website, we may uncover an entire network of websites operated by the same entity. This is where network OSINT becomes powerful, by exposing the hidden connections behind online infrastructure.